Good evening, everyone. This is Atmospheric Alex here with yet another U.S. weather forecast outlook and discussion. We're going to be going over a pretty significant December thaw that could be melting a lot of snow up in the northern U.S. A lot of snow that actually has fallen, over the past few weeks. And then later in the video, we're going to go over an atmospheric river up in the Pacific Northwest that is going to be dumping a ton of rain and could even cause some major flooding. We've actually saw one last week that caused major flooding as well. Now, as we start off the video here, we're going to take a look at some of our analysis data here. You can see we're talking about a few showers and thunderstorms down here in Florida right now, a pretty big train of moisture up here in the Pacific Northwest, areas, off into areas not quite in Washington state yet, but we're going to see some of that moisture arrive really soon. And then all of your snow across the areas of your northern U.S. here, especially your lake effect snow. Look at here near Cadillac, Michigan, and points off to the northeast. Talking about a lot of heavy lake effect snow up there. Other areas too are seeing it. And then as we head back here off to Massachusetts, take a look at this. We are starting to see a little bit of ocean effect snow move on through into this area here, into the Cape of Massachusetts. And this is also all your back end energy from your Clipper system that we were talking about yesterday. Now, as we move into the main contents of today's video, we're going to take a look at our European model and our surface temperatures basically from this model. Our cold air is going to be sticking around. As you can see, we went over this in yesterday's video. I highly recommend you check that out if you haven't already. But we're going to be talking about temperatures near or even below 0 degrees in quite a few areas tomorrow morning. But then as we head later on through here, and I wish it told me the day up here, as we head on through here into Tuesday, you could see our warm-up is actually going to be starting across a lot of areas here. Take a look at this. Basically anything in your green colors, I believe, is around 45 to 50 degrees. Let's go ahead and take a look real quick. Actually, anything in your greens is 55 or above, so definitely some really nice temperatures that are going to start occurring here, in portions of your central and southern U.S. And as we continue to take this on through time here, you can see later on into the week, we do have another blast of cold air up north. That's kind of normal for this time of year. But as we head into Thursday and Friday, you can see our warmer air does stick around, so we are going to be expecting widespread 40s and 50s across your southern U.S., even portions of your central U.S. as well. A pretty big thaw is going to be coming up, and then, definitely could be talking about another really significant blast of cold air after that as we head into the 19th of December, but that's not a forecast, a little too far out. I just wanted to tell you all about that. Now, with these warmer temperatures, you're going to see a significant thaw in your snow here. So your snowpack is going to be reduced quite significantly across your northern U.S. here. And you could see it. Look at this. By 16th to 17th, we're barely talking about any more snow left over in portions of Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Iowa. Look at North and South Dakota. It's like nothing left up there. Isn't that remarkable? So that's what happens when you get a prolonged period of cold weather. It's going to flip and get warm. What goes up, what comes down must come back up again. That's what we're going to be seeing. So our snowpack across these areas, which was once, 4 to 8 inches, is now going to be only 2 to 4 inches. Yeah, a lot of melting is going to be going on over the next few days, and that is going to contribute to a much less snowpack than we've seen all winter. So if you all like the warm air, if you don't want the snow, then you better be rooting for this thaw. Then taking it even further out in time here, it gets even warmer, and now some areas, like take a look at this, Chicago, barely gonna have any snow left on the ground, when right now I believe you have around, 3 to 4 inches, maybe even a little bit more. And areas off to the north, maybe down to an inch or two of snow cover. That's crazy, right? So definitely going to be some good news for you all who want the warm weather, who want the snow. Out of the picture entirely. Well, you're going to get your wish in just a few days. But then our snowpack will really begin to build further north here, and that is going to potentially unload onto some much colder air as we head into January. And not a forecast yet, and neither is this. This is also not a forecast or too far out, but again, snow will be returning for areas of the far, far extreme northern U.S., like in this area here. Down here, though, no snow, and no snow. Now, as we take a look at your GFS model here, kind of switching gears a little bit, we're going to take a look at your precipitation. Basically, is it going to rain? Is it going to snow at all, over your next few days? I'm not going to go too far out here, but you can see we do have another clipper system moving through the Great Lakes region here. Lake effect snow is possible, but again, a band of moderate snow is going to be more likely in that scenario. And as we continue through time, that does impact the Northeast a bit. Look at out here, though. We have a major atmospheric river event for your Pacific Northwest. Washington, Oregon is going to be experiencing a ton of rainfall and a ton of high elevation snowfall as well. And that is going to lead to a ton of significant issues when it comes to flooding and snowmelt. From your snowpack that is there, which isn't a lot to begin with, but you could see we're definitely going to be talking about just constant moisture in the Pacific Northwest. And then we're going to be seeing maybe a few more weather systems here across your central and eastern US. They do look to be a bit on the warmer side. You could see how your winds are kind of coming like this. So you're going to have a lot of, I guess you could say, mild and moist air coming up from the Gulf, and you see snow on the back end. We're going to see a few of these low pressure systems, I guess, cutting across your central US kind of in that fashion there. So nothing too far south. That's why it's going to stay a bit on the warm side. You can see a few of these, try to bring snow to the mountains, normal areas for this time of year. And again, there will be shots of snow up north, but it's not going to be as frequent as it was before because your west coast is getting battered with precipitation. Your Pacific jet is going to be extending like crazy, and that's going to kind of allow for a flow like this, where you're going to be seeing a lot more mild air kind of moving off to the north from the Gulf and really from the southern US. And here's a current look at the European model. I'm just going to kind of play this through slowly so you can see we do have rounds and rounds of moisture coming up for the west coast, some of which could be quite heavy in nature. And again, flooding is definitely going to be possible, if not likely, with a lot of these systems that move on through, and then again, higher elevation snow as well. Your Sierra Nevadas, they haven't seen much snow this winter, but that is going to change. Yeah, take a look at this. A few of your systems bringing in moderate to heavy snow into your mountainous areas there. And if you didn't believe me when I said there was a flood risk, well, let's take a look at our European ensemble model here. And this is our expected rainfall totals over the next 2 weeks. Now, this is a little bit far out, so don't take this fully seriously, but again, since it is a mean, it's a little more accurate. You can see upwards of a foot of precipitation, whether that be rain or snow, higher elevations, right? Going on off here in the portions, just off to the west of Seattle, and then some of your Cascades as well are going to be seeing a ton of rain and snow. But just take a look at this. We have a mean of over 6 inches for basically this entire area through here. Over 6 inches of precipitation is going to be possible. That is very serious, again, for the areas out west that do receive a lot of flooding. Look at down here in, say, Northern California and portions of Southern Oregon as well. That is a ton of precip. And directly along your coast, we're talking 12 to 15 inches of precipitation, whether that be in the form of rain or snow. Most of this will be in the form of rain because, again, your storms are going to be kind of coming out of your west-southwest like this, so you're going to have a lot of warm air, mild air associated with them. So we could be talking about over a foot of rain in some areas, and that is quite serious for landslides, mudslides, the whole 9, basically. And with that being said, thank you all so much for tuning into today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Again, it was a little bit shorter than normal because there wasn't as much to go over, and it was still a bit disorganized. I'm really trying to get used to WeatherWise. I think it is an awesome tool to use, in terms of an interactive weather map for free, believe it or not. I mean, you could just access it on the website. You don't have to pay anything. It's absolutely awesome. And also the same thing as synoptic weather as well, but it's kind of a little bit difficult to get used to. I'm used to all like the flat, stagnant maps that you don't have to constantly move around and zoom in, and I lose concentration sometimes when I do that, right? If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to smash the like button, subscribe to my little corner of the weather community, share this with friends and family on social media, and even leave a comment in the section below if you enjoyed the video or if you have any upcoming recommendations and suggestions for me in the future. That said, have a wonderful night, everyone, and stay very weather aware out there, especially in the Pacific Northwest.